So I thought that working harder was going to be enough to create the soft life I wanted, only to realize it was me justifying or really just waiting for someone else to give me permission to finally live it. So in this video, I want to share one, how my fear and my comfort zone was tricking me into waiting for a permission that was never going to come. Number two, I want to share the mistakes that kept me stuck. And then number three, I want to share three small but really powerful shifts that I had to make in my mind to break free from this need of waiting for permission or waiting for things to be perfect and start living my best life today. So, hey, I am Rashidad. I am a lifestyle coach for Black women. I help us work less and live more. By teaching vision and life skills, I help us build a life that feels as good as it looks. So, if that is on your wavelength, I would love for you to stick around and share this video with another Black woman who would enjoy this as well. I want to take you back to when I was 17 years old. I'm 40 now. I was standing in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I heard Jesus say, "Child, you're going to be an entrepreneur." And I remember flat out being like, "Who you talking to?" No, I ain't. I was scared, but I didn't know what to do with that fear. And now when I look back and I look back at the fears that I had, I recognize I was trying to hold on to my comfort zone. I was programmed to believe going into corporate America was the easier route, that it was going to give me the security and the safety that I wanted. And what actually it did, it gave me a regular paycheck, as regular, as much safety as your job being held in somebody else's hands can give me. But I also had to give up my soul. I gave up so much of who I am and who I wanted to be to day in and day out go sit behind this desk. I'm not saying that everybody should quit their job and go be an entrepreneur. I'm saying that was what my story was. But what I want you to realize and hear me say is that you were in a place where you know you want more from life, but whatever you feel you need to do next, it's scaring the living shit out of you. And instead of actually stepping out there and saying, okay, I'm going to do it, you're waiting for the perfect time. You're waiting for things to perfectly fall into place. You're waiting for permission from the Lord. You're waiting for whatever it is that you're waiting for to convince you that it's time to do it. And guess what? No one is coming to give you permission. You have to stop waiting for permission. Now, I get it. Like I said, that idea of working hard, it feels like it gives you some sense of control, that I can work my way to freedom, that I can do this and I can do that, and that I'll finally get ahead. I will finally make enough money. I will finally be far enough up the corporate ladder. I will finally accomplish these things, and then I'll be able to rest. But here's the thing, they brainwash us. They brainwash us. So let me take the brainwash off of you real quick, okay? You probably think, oh, the harder I work, it's finally going to get me to the freedom that I want. But here's the reality: work plus work does not equal freedom, it equals more work. Like, really look at that equation. The harder you work, you're not working towards your own dreams. You're working towards everyone else's because you've been made to feel like that's what security is. They're going to pay me, so I'm going to be good. I'm not saying don't get paid, but I'm saying take your ability to live the life you want out of the hands of the people who really don't give a care of whether you live your dreams or not. Take it back and use them as the tool rather than the goal. They should not be your priority. The thing about working hard was, especially for us as Black women, we have never had a hard time showing up and doing the hard work. Every time we do that, we counteract our ability to create our freedom. We're diverting all of our time and energy to keeping everything afloat rather than actually just stopping and living the life that actually gives us the fulfillment and the freedom that we want. And that's the part I want to counteract. I had to realize that waiting for someone to finally say, oh, you don't need to do that. I'll take care of it. Oh, thank you for trying to do that, but I'll do it myself. Instead of waiting for someone else to generously stop me from showing up and allow them showing up where they needed to, I had to stop showing up. And if the boat went down, then the boat went down. But it's never gone down. A lot of times we spend more time doing things that ain't nobody else asked us to do. Okay. So I'm practicing not doing that. And instead, I'm giving myself permission to show up for me, to do the things that are for me. Because how many times have you told yourself, well, I'll just wait until such and such things falls into place? Well, I'll just take that trip when I finally accumulated an extra 20 hours at work. Oh, I'll take that trip when I have an exorbitant amount of money in the bank. While you're waiting, life takes the money, throws everything out of proportion. I don't want you to wait for permission anymore. Jump out there and do it. Because how often has that time never come? How often has that final thing never been given? So there are three mindset shifts that really helped me go from this stop asking for permission, the stuck situation, to actually living my soft life. Step one, I had to stop and be brave and really acknowledge my fear. And that's a weird thing to say for a strong Black woman because we know that we are strong, that we can do, like, literally, we can do everything. And yet, there's still something inside of us that is afraid to do things for ourselves. But for whatever reason, we're so easily motivated by other people. But I really am learning to be motivated by doing things for myself, showing up for myself. And I'm recognizing every time I'm scared to do something, that is the exact step I need to take. That fear, instead of it being the signal to say stop, it's the signal to let me know it's exactly what I'm supposed to do. I've been listening to that signal, and every time I'm scared, I'm not saying I'm jumping in blind, but I'm jumping in with both feet with my hands open. I'm expecting something magical to happen because I know this fear is not here to stop me, it's here to grow me. And I'm going to make space for that to happen because I'm growing to get to that next level, to whatever that thing is that I'm waiting for permission for life to give me. So the second thing I'm doing is I'm giving my own self permission. I'm not waiting for anybody else to give me permission. What is something that's scaring me, and I want to make all of these different reasons why I can't do it, because we're humans, it's natural. We tend to think of the negative things that can go wrong before the positive things that could go right. And I'm not saying that you're automatically going to cut that out, that you're going to stop thinking about the negative, but I would love for myself, every time that I say I can't do it because of XYZ, I need to spend just as much time thinking about, and I'm going to redirect my mind to do this, to think about, make a list. Well, if that's the reason why it wouldn't work, well, here's why it could work. And here's why it would be amazing if it did work. And that's this shift that I've seen over the last 5, 10 years. I'm really making space for things to be magical. Everything that I think could go wrong, it might still go wrong. And yet those low lows are producing high highs. So I want to challenge you right now, take out a piece of paper, write down what are some of the reasons that you feel like you can't do XYZ thing, first write down whatever that thing is that you think you can't do, write that down. And then I want you to write down on one side a list why you think you can't do it, and then a list on why you actually can do it. Be devil's advocate for yourself. Advocate for ourselves. Black women are so great at advocating for everybody else. Advocate for yourself. Then step number three, don't try to do it all alone, especially if you have been that person that has held yourself back. It can be hard to switch and start advocating for yourself. So this is where I strongly suggest you get somebody to step in and advocate for you. Someone who is going to remind you to pat yourself on the back. Someone who's going to get excited about your dreams. And this is where I, as your dream strategist, come in. This is the magic of what I do. As a coach, I'm not just going to help you get the plan, I'm going to help you navigate challenges, and I'm going to help you hold space for your vision, hold space for things to go right. You are holding space for things to go wrong. I'm going to hold space for things to go right. And I'm going to rub off on you. And that's what's going to help you stay connected and motivated to taking everything in your vision and making it a reality. I know, but you're like, Rashadat, I am tired. I am tired of waiting. I feel like I've been waiting for permission so long. And you just told me that that's not going to skip anything. It's still going to be hard. And then I'm still going to have to go through probably some of the things that I've been afraid of. But here's the beautiful thing about that. You're not going to be alone. You're not going to be treading water. You're going to see yourself finally start to come alive, even in the journey, even in the process. You're going to see such a huge change inside of you, even right now, as you're taking these steps. Okay, so that piece of paper that you just wrote that list on, I want you to take it out and on the other side, right? I give myself permission. I give myself permission. I give myself permission. How many times do I gotta say it? Okay, write it down. I hope that gave you enough time to write it down. I'm holding you accountable to this right now. Like, I really want you to come in the comments and tell me that you've written it down because you don't need to wait for permission anymore. Listen, take a second and pat yourself in the back. So, if you're ready to take that step, I want you to go ahead and check out my vision board series because now that you've given yourself permission, I want you to start visualizing what it's going to look like for you to accomplish all of those things. This vision board series is going to help you get all of that out of your mind and down onto paper. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching.